Hey, good morning, biology students. It is Thursday, the 23rd, and I'm just here to show you guys how to access today's assignment. So, first of all, you guys know you're using two resources. One, um, this Google Slides presentation, and two, this document called Paleolithic Globes. I've got them both open over here. So, starting at the document, because this is kind of our guidance, today we are working on task 2. Use the climate within quaternary Google Sheets, past 150 years, and ice core temp tabs to discuss general patterns and trends within the data, as well as the year and the highest and lowest temperatures. Are there correlations between the data sets? Explain. All right, so let's go over what this question is asking of you. We'll look at where to get the data and how to use it, and then you guys will be set free. So first of all, there are two data sets that you guys are going to have to use. They're in the climate within the quaternary Google Sheets. So to access those in the slideshow, you're going to go to slide 19. So just notice here, slide 1 all the way down to slide 19, sorry, actually slide 20, my bad, slide 20. All right, so once you click on slide 20, then you can click this link right here to access the Google Sheet. Now, just a quick heads up, these two links are linked to different tabs on the same Google Sheet. So these two things will bring you to essentially the same place, but these also clearly identify two tabs on the Google Sheet that you have to use for today's task. So looking at that, here is our Google Sheet. So you can see that this one is average global temperatures. Again, we know we're looking at average global temperatures over the past 150 years. Um, you guys can zoom in on this if you just click right here. You can get to 125%. And looking at the details of this specific sheet, in column A, you see year. In column B, you see degrees Celsius. This is the average global temperature. Just note here's a conversion charts to kind of help put things in perspective. And your job is to analyze the average global temperature from year 1880 all the way to 2013. Again, looking to discuss general patterns. All right, so there's one. That is the 150 years global. That is the 150 years temperature changes. Now, next, on tab 2, you guys see something called, on tab 2, you guys see something called the Volstock. Yeah, a little tab in the way here. The Volstock ice core temperature. All right, so just to kind of give you guys an idea of what that is, Vostok Lake was an area in the Antarctica, and geologists dug all the way down to the bottom, taking chemical analyses and samples of all of the ice therein. And from that exploration, they were able to deduce the atmospheric or the global temperature at different points in time. All right, so here is that data. Again, broken down not necessarily by past 150 years, but by depth in the core, and then thousands of years ago. And then, of course, here's the temperature in degrees Celsius. So remember, students, your job is to discuss general patterns and trends within that data, and then kind of make sure you're getting the highest and lowest temperatures. And then thinking, are there correlations? So are there any relationships between those data sets? That's kind of what the correlation means here. And see if you can explain that. Another piece of data that you're going to want for this one is slide 21. Here's something called climate change over the eras. Again, noticing what's on the y-axis, average global temperatures, what's on the x-axis is millions of years ago, and here are some periods in Earth's history that by now you're at least kind of familiar of the terms with. All right. So now going on to task 4 for today. Very similar. Again, you guys are going to use the climate quaternary Google Sheets, but now two different tabs. The Mauna Loa carbon dioxide, and again, the Vostok Ice Core carbon dioxide tabs. So you're going to, again, discuss general patterns and trends within the data, as well as listing the years of the highest and lowest temperatures. And then are there correlations between the data sets? So a very, very similar task, except not looking specifically at temperature, mostly looking at presence of CO2, carbon dioxide. All right, so those tabs, students, you can access on your Google Sheets. We've got them right here. Again, here are links right to those Google Sheet tabs, but also it's still just the same Google Sheet, but different tabs. Remember, the tabs to the Google Sheets are at the bottom. Sorry, kids, are at the bottom. So here's one of the tabs for task 4. Here's another one of the tabs for task 4. And again, you see the relevant data, year, CO2, and then depth in core, thousands of years ago, CO2. ppm stands for pounds per million. So that's the unit of measurement there, pounds per million. All right, students, good luck in accessing all this data. Oh, I almost forgot. Of course, there's another graph. Make sure you're looking at this graph too. So those two tabs and this graph. So now that you know exactly where to go, what data did you use for what tasks, of course, reach out to myself, Mr. Novick, Mr. Hort, for any help you need. Good luck, biology students, and thank you for all of your hard